Well, hello there, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Put it down. What are you doing? We're trying to have. This is what I gotta deal with. You can't get them together for anything. So, everybody, this is my family, and as you see, the title of this video is Episode 1. It's the Empty Nester Chronicles, and the title is I Should Have Listened to My Mom. Let me finish doing the introduction, okay? So, this is what we deal with over here at the Mason household. So, for those of you that are new to me, welcome. For those of you that have been following for years, you know that I really don't put the brush down. I really don't talk about my family much. I don't introduce them. You guys don't know much about my life because I'm an extremely private person when it comes to my family, my man, my money, and I'm just real private when it comes to that. So my daughter had an idea, since you guys love the episode that my son and I did on
it was lit. I'm still waiting for the DMs, by the way.
That my oldest son and I did on YouTube about a week ago. So we decided to come back, and my daughter said, Mom, why don't we title it, I Should Have Listened to My Mom? Now, let me help you. I am an empty nester. I'm 45 years old. This is my daughter and my two sons. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. But I am currently, and have been an empty nester going on 5 years. So, if you're an empty nester out there, you know once you become free, you live your life. You don't give two rats behinds about nobody. Don't ask me nothing. The answer is no. You'd rather give them some money than let them come live with you because you just like your peace, right? However, I wanted to show you a little insight of the life of April Mason. Although I give you guys inspiration, I give you guys motivation, and I give you my words of wisdom, I want you to know I give my children those same words of wisdom and things as well too. Now, do they listen to them? That's another story. So today, on the first episode of Empty Nester Chronicles, I Should Have Listened to My Mama is the title. They're going to tell you some things that they did not listen to. Baby Charlie ain't supposed to be here, but you guys know that he's been my lap baby when I'm online, when I've been babysitting for a long time. So he knows about the camera, so he wanted to be seen. So, why does he have on his little drawers? Where is that?
Last draw.
So let's go down the row and let my children introduce themselves, starting with the oldest to the youngest.
Oh, child. Most of you already know, I'm the only girl, and my name is Adriana. I gave her the most grandkids. I gave her 3. I guess we're gonna go in detail about other stuff later.
Yeah.
But I've always been her sidekick. So most of the time, whenever she's doing stuff, I'm always around. So I have my own house, but I come over a lot. So
no, rephrase that. I have my own house, but I spend the night a lot.
That's beside the point.
She doesn't know how to go home.
At the end of the day,
she don't go home.
I left the nest when I had my daughter when I was 17, 18 years old. So I haven't really been in her hair like that, but everybody has their own drainage of mom.
Yeah, and I'll just be getting depleted. That's why y'all see me on all these vacations. I'll just get up and I'll just leave. I'll just get up and be like, Mama, where you going? To Jamaica. When you going in the morning? What you didn't tell it? No, because I just don't have to no more. So that's Adriana. This is my son, William. That's Adriana. She's 26.
Yeah.
William?
I have a number of different aliases. I go by Chocolate Thunder, Swavy, Wavy, as y'all can see, Wave God Will. It don't matter. I respond to all of them. Again, DM still open. So get the slide, you know what I'm saying?
And you are how old?
24. Look at my skin though.
Anyways, next.
And this is my baby boy, but my young man.
No, baby.
That is Corey. Corey, introduce
Baby
yourself.
Walker.
No, I'm Corey Walker, never been married.
You see how you do that?
Voice is not that deep when you ready.
Whoa, why are we jumping into the relationship status though?
But Corey has always been the one that said, all I know is it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Finish introducing
Yeah,
yourself.
Corey Walker, never been married.
You don't have no kids.
Don't have no kids.
How old are you?
22 years old. And
What you like to do in your spare time, young blood?
Masturbate. No, I'm just kidding. What I like to do?
This is what I deal with.
No, I'm just
We
kidding.
know
I
who
play
not
soccer.
to touch tonight.
Why would you say that?
I'm just kidding.
I ain't cooking my food.
Okay. So, okay, are you finished?
Are you?
This is what I deal with. So you guys see.
No, I stopped that.
Move your hand. Don't put your hand back.
Right.
Put your hand up
It's
here.
all right.
So this is what I deal with my children. So I have to keep myself really zen. And yes, I'm standing up. Somebody said, "Are you still?" Yes, I'm standing up. This is
We're all taller than her.
yeah. So
I'm barely. but-
stand up all the way, Corey.
Stand next to him.
So yeah, this is just what it is. I'm just a little
Yeah.
bit. So for those asking, Miss April, are you standing up? Yes, I am. I'm 5'3". Let me be. So my children, I'll say this: if you have younger children, appreciate them while they're younger because they cost you more money and more headache and more unnecessaries because they ass don't listen.
Because we know you got the bag.
Of knowledge.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Of knowledge.
So appreciate them when you're younger because then it becomes everything that they do will cost you over $1,000. You know, you can no longer go to the Dollar Tree and buy 50 presents for $50 and wrap them all up and be like, oh, kill them. They don't have situations that, you know, let's just go and have dinner about it and it'll fix it. Oh, let me take the baby, you know, to Six Flags and make you feel better. They don't have those. So my children don't freaking listen. You don't listen, you don't listen, you don't listen. Especially your ass don't listen.
Why I gotta be especially?
Because see, this is what it is. So Adrian, I always say, your audience needs to know how you get down on us at the house. So I'm gonna show you this is what we deal with. So Adrian, to tell my audience now, before you do that, let me say this first. Everything I teach you all, I teach my children. What I teach about men, what I teach about women. So they know. And what I teach them works. I don't profess to know everything, but when it comes to the male-female dynamic, I sure as hell know that because I've studied the natural nature and instinct of men and women. So if I tell you, don't marry somebody, don't get with somebody, that person shouldn't be your friend, mama know what she talking about. Now, mama might not know everything when it comes to, you know, cars or even, you know, I can cook a little bit. That's not my thing, but I can bake the hell out of a pound cake. But when it comes to your finances and when it comes to the people that you choose in your life, listen to your mama. Why do I say that, William? Because he said it verbatim last time I said it. Because you're not just marrying them, you're marrying the whole family and the way they process information. I've said that. So, Adriana, would you like to start with you? So you can I want them to spill their own tea, okay?
I just don't understand why I have the most.
Because you've done the most.
Did I?
You've done the most. See, my children have never given
Because
me.
you know you more mature. And you don't want. If anybody, it's supposed to be me and Corey making these mistakes. Yeah, not you. So yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I get on you harder because before I even let you go, here's the thing, y'all. I made the mistake in giving my kids more credit than they deserved. Meaning, don't do that. Don't make the face. I give my kids more credit because this is why I gave them more credit. Because of who their mama is and what their get your son, and what their mama teach them, you would think that they would have a lot more wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. But that I had to remember, although she bought her house at 21, she listened to me financially, right? But although she bought a house at 21, she was not mature. She had not matured in a lot of the areas that I was trying to get her to listen to. So I would tell her, you know, you don't want no young buck. You 21.
Man, what?
Let him come downstairs, William, if he gonna shut up. Come here, Charlie. You don't want this. You don't want to marry the young boy. You don't want to do this. Because where you are in your life.
I didn't understand how advanced I was.
Because the thing is, your mother put you on the right track.
I didn't
but
realize
she
how,
bucked the system.
I didn't realize how up here I was. I thought that I kind of was.
Let me get my tea. Go ahead.
I didn't realize how advanced I was. The fact that I was able to buy a house at 21, you know, in that aspect, in that area, it was honestly kind of surprisingly harder to date for me for some reason, because everybody was kind of like either intimidated or just kind of like, wait a minute, because you got a lot of stuff and I ain't got nothing. And I was trying to be the understanding, loyal, the Build-A-Bear. And I wasn't necessarily intentionally trying to be the Build-A-Bear, but I was trying to be the understanding, like, I don't want you for that, I want you for the other things.
Okay, I'll stop right there. Now, here's the thing. Her mother taught her that we do not build, we amplify.
Right.
Okay? There's a difference between a builder
I didn't
woman
realize I was
and an
already
amplifier
that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize I was already amplified type of woman.
But that's how I trained you. I never trained you to build nothing with no man.
And it was uncomfortable trying to build because I just wasn't in that stage. So it just didn't work. So to say the least, you know, I'm divorced at 26. And it's
wait a minute. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
You divorced because you did what? What did your mama tell you?
My mom told me not to go through with that. Although there was obvious changes of the elevation, but the problem became that because I was so up here that it would never be satisfying. I didn't listen.
I want them to keep saying that they don't listen.
I did not listen.
Because the thing is,
I thought that I knew me better than she knew me, and she didn't see what I saw. But
I saw what you saw.
I didn't think that you did, though.
The reason why I saw what she saw is because that's what I married and ended up divorced. And she kept saying, "No, mom, he ain't him. He ain't him." Yes, the hell he is. I know, because let me help you out. When you start doing the work on yourself, what happens is you have to the remnants of what you were doing prior to your change. Your children get that. Well, my daughter, she have the crumbs of the remnants of my change. So she had the pieces of the old me. Well, I had already evolved, right? So I could see what she didn't see. I said, I understand that he's not a bad guy. He's not, he's not a bad guy. However, based upon your processing, how I've raised you, he would not be the best fit. Now, everything that I teach you about femininity, does it work?
It works.
It works.
1,000%.
It works.
It works.
However, you're doing something with someone that is not on the same page. So when I told her not to marry him, I didn't even go to the wedding. I took the wedding dress back.
She was so, yeah.
It was a lot going on y'all didn't even know about. I'm like, if you gonna marry his ass, I'm not gonna be there. Boop, give me my dress back.
But then, she said that, but then when she was like, oh, you got married? Where's my invite? Why would I invite you? You took the whole dress.
It doesn't matter if I took the dress.
I didn't realize the level mentally, especially, that I was on then. I thought that, for one, I thought I was playing it safe because I chose somebody that I had always been friends with.
But we don't play it safe. Masons don't play it safe.
I thought that, what could go wrong with the safe guy? The guy that's wanted me all of these years, the guy that's showing that he's going to do all of this stuff. But I should have watched the execution first.
And that's what I told her.
Instead of the words. Because, like she said, not a bad dude. None of that type of stuff. Does what he's supposed to do. But based off where I am, even with me only being 26, I should have dated older. Like she said, when I was 21, I really should have been dating like 28, 29-year-olds because of my mentality. So it caused me to constantly feel suppressed mentally, because mental stimulation is a big thing for me. And I didn't even understand how big until after the fact. So I'm thinking I'm playing it safe. I'm choosing someone who loves and adored me in the beginning. Of course, he still loves me. It's kind of hard not to. But I thought that I was getting something more than what I got.
And I used to have to get on her because leave that man alone. You chose him at the pace that he goes.
Yeah.
So you can't be mad that he's not all in. See, my children, they've only known me to be an entrepreneur.
Right. Yeah.
So Corey, my last job was when Corey was 5. He's 22 now. So all they know is seeing entrepreneurial. They're seeing moves being made. They're seeing all of these advancements. if you marry someone and they say that they want to do those things, but they never had the blueprint of how those things
that
work.
was the biggest. That's what it was right there. It's
gonna be an issue.
It's the hustle was there. Everything was there, except we didn't do it. It's on camera. She wrote that. The hustle was there. The ambition was there. The love was there. The problem was there was no pathway, no blueprint of how to actually get there.
And there was too much competition. It was competition.
Circles. And I'm like, I'm young. I'm young. So it's like, okay, where are we going with this? Like, how are we going to get out of this motion of just going in circles? Because I have no problem submitting and following, but I have to follow in some sort of direction, and we're kind of not sure what that direction is. So it was a decision of, should I kind of just wait it out for you to figure out the direction? Because I made the mistake in saying, I'm marrying you for who you will be in your 30s.
And
but then I realized
I
didn't have the patience to wait and see what that would be. I believe that he will be a great husband to the next woman, but I just didn't have the patience for the transition. I came in at a transitioning stage for him, and then it was just kind of like, all right, let's go. And he's like, hold on, I'm trying to get there. And my patience and where I was mentally was just kind of like.
So I always said, you don't marry someone for the potential that they have. You marry them for who they are today, because you have to say to yourself, if this person never changed, would I be cool? And she didn't listen. So we didn't talk for some months, but I was going on about my life. One thing that I've learned about being an empty nester is, you don't want to talk to me? It hurts you more to not talk to me than it hurt me not talking to you. So I'm my business. I'm on trips. They were sitting there watching me. You get to watch on the internet like everybody else. I don't have to tell y'all where I'm at. I'm out living my life because I'm an empty nester and I'm grown, and I know that I gave you guys solid wisdom, especially on who to marry and who not to marry. But you didn't listen. So at the end of the day, we people make mistakes, and like I said, he's not a bad guy. It's just they're not a great fit because of the processing and the programming is different. So it becomes, if she does something he want to do, it's like it becomes a overly competitive thing, and people get competitive with you when they don't feel like they've accomplished what they need to accomplish in their life. So instead of looking you at like as a mate, they look at you as a competitor. Yeah. And so I know one of his things was, she can always call her mama. And
absolutely, even what you doing all of this.
She could call me, but there were times when I'm like, nah, have your man handle that.
Yeah, I knew you would do that on purpose.
If you got a man, don't ask me to borrow no money. You got a man. That's the dick that you chose. So you should need to make it work for you, okay? So I would do that.
He did not want me to call you.
I would do that intentionally. It's like, nope, I'm that mother-in-law. I stay out unless you bring me in. And even if you bring me in, I'm still going to be limited because this is what you chose. And I know that I gave you wise counsel because I didn't want to see you make the same mistake that I did. But this one has always been the one that thought she was invincible. Like everything that happened to everybody else, but not her. Adriana don't have sex. You just don't want to have sex. Have sex one time, get pregnant. I told your ass don't have sex. Well, I didn't think, I thought that was the other girl. So
because I was.
But you got a vagina and egg and sperm and hit the egg and you get pregnant.
I was the only person that I knew that was still a virgin as a senior in high school. So my mom was like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was a senior. And a whole bunch of people have been having sex since middle school. So I'm like, oh, they dodged the bullets. I'm gonna dodge the bullet. No, the bullet caught me. And she upstairs.
And the thing is, even when she was 3 years old, Adriana, leave the iron alone. I would tell her, leave the iron alone. One day, she looked dead in my face. Don't you touch that iron, because I had ironed something. I had to get her something else to iron. And she walked in the room. I said, don't touch the iron. She looks in my face and grabs it while she's looking at me. And I'm like, I done told you. Got blisters all on her head because she always thought everything did not matter when it came to her. So that's her story. Okay, come on, William. Spill your tea. This is what I got to deal with.
Ain't no shame in my game.
This is why I have to. This is why I'm always.
I've acknowledged that I'm taking the L, and that's an L I gotta wear for the rest of my life. You feel me?
Okay, go ahead. Tell me. Tell
that L.
Tell them why you didn't listen to your mother.
I mean, the best way to put it, I ain't want to. I'm grown. I don't do what the hell I want to do. Like it's me. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. It's not that I wouldn't say didn't want to listen, but
You thought you knew better than I did.
nah, not even that. It's more of if you're not me going through the exact same thing that I'm going through, how you gonna tell me what I was?
But she did go.
But I did go.
But that's what I'm saying. I realize that now. What I'm saying. Back in the day, I ain't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know that.
Come on, Cook Charlie. Bring it behind on down here. Come here. No, don't let him know. No, let him walk. He can walk with his little Superman drawers on. Okay, so to tell him your story. Tell him, did your mother or did your mother not tell you do not marry that girl because she is not?
Yeah.
She ain't the one to be bringing into our family.
I won't lie. I saw the big butt and I
saw her booty.
I was tunnel vision then, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to hear nothing that anybody else was saying. Now, like what, 3-4 years later, I know I should have listened because I mean it's tough out here, but I should have listened. But I don't know.
And see, the thing is, I know that people must make their own mistakes. I understand that. And see, I'm all for people making their own mistakes. Here's the problem that I have. You make mistakes on your own time. Don't come back still needing me after you make your mistakes. So yes, we all live and we learn. You live and you learn, but you should be able to clean your issue up yourself. The issue that I always tell them is, y'all make messes, and the reason why I tell you to go a particular way is because it's not for you. It's for me not to have to clean it up. So we throw that around. We live and we learn like it's just something to throw around. But what we don't realize is people live and they learn and they come back on the backs of other people to help them clean up the mess. I'm not that person. So make your mistakes, but make sure you clean up your mistakes. So don't need me.
Leave mama out of it.
Yeah, leave mama out.
Take your tail without your mama.
They don't do that, okay? And I think that's where people, we kind of give too much leniency on, oh, thank you guys so much for the stars. We give too much leniency on that statement. We live and we learn. You live and you learn, but did you have to go back and the person that was telling you not to do this, did you have to come back? So what happened with me is, I don't have the patience that I had 3 or 4 or 5 years ago when I told you what to do to not make this mistake. I don't have the same grace that I had back then to walk with you through it.
You mean now. You don't care.
Okay, well, hurry up. Go ahead, Corey. I'll take that.
Take your L by yourself.
Pretty much.
Okay, what did you do? Go tell the people.
Alright, so last November I made an unexpected trip to California.
Oh, no. You're trying to pull the Jada, the entanglement. Don't do that. Let's start again. Start again. No. Last November, he took a trip in my car and drove to California without my permission. The only reason why I knew his ass had left is because I had to look at the surveillance camera and saw him packing his stuff, leaving the house. And I was like, that was 2 days after I hadn't heard from you. So it wasn't no unexpected trip.
You got calculated.
My mistake was just, you know what I'm saying, leaving the house, not pretty much knowing what else, like what is out there, you know what I'm saying, and figuring out like, okay, this is not it, you know what I'm saying. I got to come back home, you know what I'm saying, and then stay with my mama again.
So you got to do what now?
Come back out here, stay with my mama again.
Say it again. You got to do what now?
Come back out and stay with my mama again.
Why you got to do your mouth like that? My mama again. Like you don't want to stay with my mama again.
Stay with my mother again.
Thank you.
And rebuild, you know what I'm saying, and start like that. Like, I went out there for a job, and the job didn't work out.
No, you went out there for a girl. Tell the truth.
And she airing it all out.
Don't you went out there for a chick.
Jada stuff.
You're trying to be Jada and go all around it. Once again, you married for some booty. You went for some booty that you didn't even get. So the thing was,
Yes, baby.
Charlie, don't nobody want to see your little drawers. So the thing was, when you listen in when it comes to the area of life, like for me, I don't care about if y'all smoke weed. Y'all don't smoke weed. Do you smoke weed?
You know what? I actually just deleted and blocked my plug, so no, I don't.
Congratulations.
You feel me?
Okay, so they don't smoke no weed no more.
Taking big steps, you feel me?
So the thing is, I don't have an issue with you doing whatever you want to do as an adult.
No.
Only in the areas of finances and who you choose to entangle yourself with will I have something to say, because I understand who you marry and your money can determine what your life is going to be like. How you choose to dress, all the other stuff that you want to do, that's fine. But I know who you connect yourself with is going to be the deciding factor on if you are successful or not. How you handle your money. I told you, William, pay that phone bill. I ain't paying that bill. I'm not. William, pay the phone bill.
Boy,
2 years later, it's on my credit.
And made my credit down bad.
But what did I tell you? I said, William,
Suck it up, put your pride away, and just pay the bill.
I told you, keep paying the bill, because the last thing you need is something on your credit. But they think they know. Okay? So they wanted to talk to you today. This was Adriana's idea.
It's a good idea. I like it.
You know, hold on, let me get off my chair. Let me see. Y'all know my back hurt. I had this accident. My back hurt. So they wanted to talk to you about our little family. This is our family. The other ones, two of them upstairs. You know, Charlie right here doing his own thing. You know, he's that kid. But to let you know that Miss April go through family things as well too. My kids are not perfect. I'm not perfect. The thing that I did not have with them is behavioral issues. Dude, why are you on Snapchat? You know how to Snapchat.
Yeah, he recorded a long conversation.
I didn't have behavioral problems with them. I had not listened, that I ain't gonna listen syndrome with them. And so for me, I think what happens is, especially with my youngest, he gets frustrated because I have no patience no more. Everything I was trying to do with you, but you got accepted into college, all of the stuff, I was gung-ho, I was there with you when you graduated. Now, it's like everything that I suggested that they do 4 or 5 years ago, everybody wants to jump into it now. Come on, mama, let's go. I'm ready to do this. I'm like, I ain't got time. Here, Google this link. Go figure that out. I don't have the patience, so it becomes an attitude fest.
Everybody hurt.
Everybody feelings hurt. Mom, and then this joke is, I'm doing what you said. Yeah, 4 years later, I've evolved. I've moved on. So everything that you want to do now, that you can do that. I'll give you enough help that my energy will allow. That my brain capacity for this stuff is real low now. So I was ready to just, come on, you about to do this, you about to do that, we go get you to your dorm. I mean, I was ready to rock and roll. He wanted to make his own decisions. But here's the thing. Every time you go against your mom with who you get with and your money, where do you end up at?
Back at the crib.
Where you end up at?
Back at the crib.
Why you quiet?
Here.
So now, you know, they're getting their lives, you know, back on track.
Yeah.
I'm very
I'm gonna get a secure
Congrats. Oh, I thought you said you already had it, but I guess.
I'm more strict than I would have been before. I don't want to hear no noise. He be in the back in the garage. Do that on my heart.
Ball is life, you feel me?
And I'm like, do it again. You're gonna be sleeping in the car outside. So my patience is very thin because I'm choosing not to go backwards because of what you chose to do. I have one life. You know, I have to make sure, you know, with this lupus diagnosis that I keep myself stress-free. That I don't deal with unnecessaries. So the slightest thing, well, you know, it's too much. It's too much. Matter of fact, when I flew back in from Nashville, before I could get off the plane, Mom, can you pick me up from work? You gonna be home at this time? Then this one, Mom, can you do? I ain't even got my behind off the plane yet. So what do? Since the cars are one car, I just got rid of one car. because I had some issues. So I'm getting ready to buy another one, and the other one is in the shop from the cars. Instead of me going out my way to go pick up everybody, here is $100 Uber card for you. Figure it out. My peace and my sanity is more important than anything.
Fixing mistakes that should have never been made.
Yeah, I will listen, but I'm not in that stage no more where I'm all in your business. I've learned to keep moving, because when he went to California in my car, talking about I'm going to go be a man in your mama car, I still went on my vacation because I had a vacation plan. When I figured out where he was, when I got the call, I was on the beach. So what I've had to learn to do is, yes, they're going to make their mistakes, but if you need me to help you fix the mistake, you're at the mercy of me. Period. And it's not being mean, it's not being vindictive. It's me protecting my energy, me protecting my mental, me protecting my peace. So when I get to you, I will get to you. Just because I might not come pick you up from work, I did give you a $100 gift card for Uber. Uber can pick you up until we get all get the other cars and all of this other stuff. So I had to pull myself back from doing stuff. The answer can be no, hell no. So it all depends on how I'm feeling in that moment. So this is my family. You will see us talking about some things more often. Charlie, what is your issue?
He said you didn't introduce him.
Oh, would you like to tell people who you are? What's your name?
Charlie.
And how old are you? 2?
2.
You'll be 3 in what?
A couple days.
Couple days? So I know I look like I'm 5, but I'm just kidding. So this is my family, and these are the things that we're going to be coming to talk to you about. And maybe you guys can put some of your questions down here so you can see how we handle things. Of everything you deal with, for the most part,
You deal with too. And she be sitting here like, how are y'all doing this? Well, we made a pact though. We made a pact that we was gonna listen. We're in our 20s. We got some
when
time.
y'all make this pact? You made the pact with him?
We made a pact. What was it
I can
like?
see I've been manifesting. What you mean? Don't act like I ain't been listening. Yeah.
Yeah, I told him how to
We
make
made
a
a
pact.
pact that we were going to listen and stop thinking that
We grown.
we just know everything, because we don't. So I can't even get upset over certain things, because if I would have listened the first time, then certain things wouldn't have happened the way that it did. So I think everybody, even though the circumstances suck, everybody has a positive outlook on what to not do, even though it sucks that we couldn't just accept the wisdom and just listen what not to do, instead of having to go through the same problems that she already told us we was gonna have if we would have did the things we was trying to do.
And it wasn't even major stuff. It was just like, I don't try to control their life. The youngest, he thought I was, Mommy, you're so controlling. It's not that I'm being controlling. I just know in my 45 years, the things that you guys are dealing with, you have no prior experience to those. I do. So I can tell you that this girl or this woman, it ain't the one. Even when you were in 8th grade and your girl that was your best friend, when I met her, I said,
Oh yeah, she was like, no.
nah.
To my Alex.
Why you gotta say names?
So I had to say no, but they didn't want to listen. Here, go take this to Lonnie. Go tell Lonnie to go put it on for Lonnie,
Go give
okay?
it to Leah.
Because you doing way too much looking for some attention with your games wrong. Yeah, take it to baby Lonnie. So the thing is, he thought I was trying to control. I'm not trying to control. What I'm trying to do is steer you in a direction to where I don't have to fix anything.
And I just thought she didn't see. You don't see what I see.
Yeah, I did. I saw exactly what you saw. And what did I tell you what you got out of the marriage?
Honestly, I don't even know. 'Cause I ain't even
No, what did I tell her?
A dick and 3 kids.
Two.
Right, 2, yeah.
That's what I told her. And so those are the conversations that
Put 4 kids on me.
that we have here at the Mason household. And we have to sit down. We'll go to dinner. Everybody sit down. This is what it's going to be.
A whole lot of tough love.
Because I'm not doing what I do in building legacy for y'all to F it up. Okay? If you're not married to the right type of person, you will be written out of my will.
Yeah.
Period. I refuse to have somebody that does not work cohesively within our family unit come in, and when I'm dead and gone, get a piece of what I done left, and they shouldn't have been in the family from the first place. No, you don't have to marry anybody that I suggest, or you don't have to take my advice. I'm not trying to pick your mate, but what I am doing is, if that joker don't process right, if they're not didn't come from a decent family, even if they didn't come from a decent family, if I can't see that they're actually doing the work so they can be better, marry them if you want to. I will have my accountant write you clean on up out the will. My attorney, real quick.
I thought about
no
that
questions
the other day
asked.
too. I don't see a problem with that. Because that's like, you really got to protect your assets and your legacy for real. Like, you really can't just let anybody come in and take. Because they will do that. Some people will sit around and wait just because they see what's being built and then just try to take. So that is important.
No, y'all be like, you be sitting there watching my little video. Adriana, if you married, since you were married to such and such, I'm sorry. You get nothing. Your portion goes to your daughter.
Your kid, right? I can see that too.
Because to me, it's very, when people start understanding legacy.
Yeah.
See, what people don't understand is they don't understand legacy. They move strictly on emotion. Mm-hmm. I would never remarry just for love alone. Absolutely
you could
not.
be married 50 times if you're gonna do that.
If I was gonna be married for love alone,
yeah, everybody love you.
It's easy for me to get married.
It's easy.
That's the easy part. That's always been I've always had them knocking down the door to marry. However, when I started looking at other cultures and how they make moves and how family wealth is built, some people that I know, their families have doctors and attorneys. Their children can only marry someone with the same understanding of that, right? Or you do what you want to do if you want to, but this is not what it's going to be. But then I watch those families and I watch how successful those families are. So I adopted that. My children have to marry someone upright, someone that is on the same thought process and wavelength as us. Now, of course, you got to teach people things just like they'll have to teach y'all stuff as well. But somebody that at least have on the same playing field and path as you.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
You hungry? What, you want a banana?
Yeah, banana.
Okay. Granny got a banana for the baby. Here, you want to open it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm very strict when it comes to that. Even, like I told her, when, me remarrying, it's everything has to do with alignment. And when you understand that it's more than just love, that it's more than just some sex. Oh, I just adore you so much. Marriage is so much more than that. I would never marry somebody strictly because I like them. You know how many people I don't like?
No.
I would never do that because I understand legacy. Okay? So I hear people always say, well, you know what? I'd rather have us do this together than be apart. No, I'd rather you go get yourself together because I'm not struggling with you.
Right, that part.
I don't have to struggle with you. And there's a plethora of people that might not necessarily have all of the finances and things, but they're on the road. Their trajectory for their life is on point. Those are the people that you get with. And that's what I told her. You married someone with potential, not someone that was operating in his potential on some level. Mm-hmm. So if they're operating in their potential on some level because they have made the decision, this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm going to be, that's a difference getting with somebody that's like that than getting with somebody that just, talk about what they want
to do. This is what I'm trying to do. That's a huge difference between that and this is what I'm doing.
Yes, it's a big difference. So I am all about amplifying. So for instance, so y'all don't get it twisted. If there was a man, say I liked a man, he might not have had all of the financial things together as far as balling, right? Or he might not have made as much money as I do. Shh, Charlie, inside voice. He might not have made as much money as I do. But because I see what he's doing to get there, I would give that guy a shot, right? So this is all about amplifying, because at that point, as an amplified woman, you have a vision for me to help you amplify. I don't really need you for boatloads of this whole glam life. I don't need you for that. I can do that myself. but I need you for other things. So you have to look at something beyond love, something beyond a feeling.
Admiration.
I have to be more in like with you than in love with you, because on the days that I feel like I don't love you, I'm out of there. You're like, nah, I'm cool with you.
So you love them 1 month, the next month you don't?
No, when you love them one day, the next day you don't.
You fall in and out of love with people all the time, but if you genuinely like them as a person, you won't be able to stay away from them, or at least want to still be around them in some sort of way because they're genuinely your friend or something like that.
Yeah, so if you have that connection where they're genuinely your friend, you're attracted to them, so you can have somebody that's your friend, but if that sexual, physical attraction ain't there, you still gonna be like, nah. Mm-mm. But if somebody that you guys are on the same page, at least somebody's gonna always be a little higher than the other, on their journey, and that's fine, that's okay. But you guys at least are on the same path. But you always have to look at how a person processes information and how a person was raised in their family. Although my family did not raise me as the April Mason that you see today, I made a choice to be better. There is a difference. So no, I was not raised with I was raised with a father in the home, but I didn't really have a father, in the house, right? So men will say, you don't act like a woman that wasn't raised with a father. That's because I did the inner work to not have these daddy issues that I used to have growing up. So if a person may not be in connection with their family, look at it a little bit deeper and see if they are different from their family, because they chose to want more. And that was my thing. I chose to want more. My family is pretty much completely opposite of me. I had to make the choice to isolate myself and pull myself away, so that I could raise my children in a way that they knew that there's no limitations. Now, the decisions that they made about their spouses and stuff, that ain't got nothing. I don't take no responsibility for that, because I told you what to do. I told you, didn't I? Oh yeah, I did. So I tried to keep them out of that. But the thing was, once I started figuring out what my issues were, I had to take the wheel and turn it the opposite way. Was it difficult? Yes. Did I have to be by myself for a long time? Yes. But I had to dismantle the broke poverty mindset. Divorce runs in my family. The fear, my family's scary as hell. Scary to cross the damn street. They're scary. I learned how to take calculated risks. So everything that I saw that was hindering my family, I intentionally changed the trajectory of my life because of that. I don't believe in generational curses. I believe that you can be passed down patterns. I wanted to break the pattern. So when I had broke the pattern, she got the last little remnants, which is why she chose the man she did. But I had already changed the pattern.
She changed the pattern, which allowed, and I was thinking about this the other day. So, like most people know, you had to do the whole shelter thing. Like, were they there, or was it just me and you?
No, everybody was at the shelter.
I only remember us, but
he was like maybe a lot of age.
Okay. So you went through certain stuff, and I do feel like I caught the very end of it. So
in the relationship area.
So then the rest of everything that I did, Leah will never have to do. She was born into stability, even though I was not, because you were not. Mm-hmm. So she doesn't even know what, like, she was looking at my business, and my business is called Young, Broke, and Educated. So she looked at my tablet and was like, "Mommy, why does this say broke? You not broke." I said, "How you know?" She said, "Because you got all of this. I got a room, I got a TV, you're not broke." And I'm like, I'm glad that her mentality is like that, because she doesn't want for anything. Growing up, my mama used to get us shacks. Ain't nobody want no shacks. But that's what she could do at the time. That's what she could do at the time.
Sketchers.
We lived in big houses that were empty because she wanted us to be in good neighborhoods by any means necessary.
But I didn't have no money for no furniture.
Right. So it's the complete opposite with me in certain areas. So I took on certain pieces and was like, all right, I did better than her in this area.
Come over here.
But I didn't do better than her in this area. But because I'm able to see that, anybody that's coming after me will never have to worry about any of the other stuff, because it's already kind of like been cut off. All of the, not necessarily the failures, but everything that
the patterns.
Yeah, the patterns has already been cut off. So the stability, the not needing anything, not wanting to have all of these things, because we wanted certain things growing up, but we just couldn't have it because she was doing it by herself. And we didn't even used to understand, like, you in the room all day, but we got clothes and we have stuff and we live in good neighborhoods, but we didn't have, like, the things that we would, kids would want a certain type of cell phone. Or I had cell phones all the time, but...
Because I was getting them through my business account. So she was
Yeah.
always fly with a new phone.
Except them Shacks. Them Shacks was not fly. And she
Well,
couldn't...
I didn't have no credit account for no,
Yeah.
for no shoes.
So there's certain areas that I did better than her in.
You
But
wore
then there's...
Shacks?
Yeah.
We all had on the
We all
white
had-
Shacks.
I-
They were white.
No,
we was
Moody
trying,
had like
we was
several
trying
pairs.
to we was trying to make them look like Air Force Ones, but they just didn't because that big
I
old
had no
Shack
money, y'all.
symbol was right at the bottom.
Okay, hold on.
But I broke off certain. I feel like I broke off the rest of it, and it sucks because I could have avoided it in so many different ways. But they will never have to even think about certain stuff. Like my daughter doesn't. She's like, a shelter. What's that? Like she doesn't even. Her mind doesn't even go to the certain things that we've had to like deal with and go through because she was born into a functioning family. She was born into stability. She was born into intellect and someone who has she's surrounded by people that have passion and drive. And even with my brothers, they're more active with them than my uncles were with me. I think I got like 3 uncles. We don't really talk to them like that. But him, he loved those 2 for whatever reason. He know those are his uncles.
Just yesterday in the car when I was dropping William off, because he called me first thing yesterday morning. William was in the car. He said, "Good morning, Grandma," and I said, "Good morning."
Grandma.
And then he heard William. He said, "Hey, good morning, Uncle William."
Yeah.
Uncle William.
And we just were not like that with our uncle. So there's a lot of things that did change in a positive light, and there are also things that it was like so close, but I repeated that. But because I'm aware of what it is, they will never have to even think about it, deal with it, or none of that type of stuff. So I am glad to be able to have open conversations about stuff like that because it does hit different as you get older and you're bringing in kids and the importance of legacy.
Yo, be quiet, you chill. I'm granny trying to love on you, but you just
He want to play. But yeah, that legacy thing, it's real. When you bring in kids and you're understanding things better as you get older, everything just kind of transitions into a different way for you. So your expectations and everything is just like, you
make moves differently.
Yeah,
You know,
your whole mentality is different.
People would ask me, "April, why haven't you remarried?" Remarrying that child.
Anybody can do that.
That's easy. I know for me it's real easy. But when you start understanding legacy, getting with someone that is on the same path as you, getting with someone that has the same similar values as you do, all of those things play a part. Yes, stop, Charlie. Yes, the feminine energy, it works on one and all. It does. Like I said, even though she's going through what she's going through, everything that I told her to do when they were, in good times, it was working. However, you want me to call your daddy?
Yes, that's what he wants.
He said, your daddy come get you.
Right.
The thing is, it works, but you got to know what it is that you need in your life. Because like I said, I don't teach you guys strategy. I teach you the male-female dynamic. Whether it's a good relationship or a bad relationship, and so it still works inside of that. However, is that going to be enough to keep you? That's where
fulfillment is extremely important.
That's where all the other pieces come in. So if you guys would like us to do this more often, show you my family, give you a little insight.
Bang my line.
What?
Bang my line.
You ain't nobody bang your line. Ain't nobody DMing you. Ain't nobody trying to do that. But we can come back and we can have these discussions because we talk sex.
Even though you don't really let me talk about it. I don't want that issue.
I do talk to you about sex. I just don't be teaching you how to get no blowjobs and stuff like that. Or did I tell you that conversation?
No, she'll talk to them about sex.
I'll tell you what to do. Don't do that.
No, she'll tell.
Go check. Go see if Lonnie sleep. Go see if Lonnie sleep. Go see if Lonnie sleep. Hurry up. Go see if Lonnie sleep. No, we talk about all kinds of sex stuff. We talk about sex when you. That.
Come on.
No, y'all definitely have talked about sex.
We talked about sex.
And I was sitting there like, how you have this whole conversation with him? And I'd be like, Mama, what you think about this? The visual. Like,
when we were all together with Felicia.
but see, that was Felicia. Felicia was doing more talking to me. But when it's me, when I'm verbally saying, Mom, what do you think about trying? No, I don't want. No,
Yeah, well, certain things. I'm like,
What do you think about my leg in the air with some whipped cream?
and a cherry on top of the belly button. Like, how does that work? She'd be like, Adriana.
You paint a nasty visual.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but William could talk about Mom.
But I had this shorty at
Well, I
the
had a girl who came
No.
through. Like, nah.
No. The question he asked me that I had to say, call your dad was when he said, Mom, why women act like they want it, but then when you give it to them, they can't take it. I'm like, okay, go ahead.
That's a fact.
Go.
That's a fact.
I-
Why y'all talk a big game but then get an F on the test? That's a fact.
Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. So this is the things that we talk about in the April Mason household. You never know what's going to be said, but this is what we do. Oh, I hear the baby. I hear my baby. She don't feel good. Bring me my baby. Bring grandma her baby. Oh yeah, she just sick. We had to take her to the doctor last night. So her little hair not combed. But see, she still got her little thing on her leg. My baby don't feel no good. My baby don't feel no good. Grandma got up this morning and got her some Pedialyte and stuff. Because these new parents, they don't know what to do.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah, I got her some of that. So that's all we have to share with you today. They wanted to tell you why they should listen to me, and they're trying to convince me now that they're going to.
She don't believe nothing we say at all.
No, they had a mission,
We have
conversation.
conversation because we know we've taken responsibility and held ourselves accountable for the things that we didn't do that we should have done. So now, honestly, we're all on a whole different track mentality of trying to make sure that before she passes away, because we don't need her haunting us. Before she ever passes away,
I'm gonna have
we
my
need
ass
to right
in
all
your
our
face.
wrongs.
Every moment of the day. You gonna feel me breathing on your
we
neck.
have to
My
right
spirit
all
gonna be
our
breathing on you.
wrongs so that I can truly feel like, okay, at least I know for a fact if she were here today, she would be like, go ahead then. I taught you that instead of just wasting your life, just wasting your time.
Yeah, because there's no need for it. There's no need for it. Before we end, do you guys have any questions before we end? Let me make sure. Let me look on these phones. Because we just wanted to share. And like I said, I know I don't give you much about my personal life. I'm just real private like that. Y'all wouldn't know I was married unless y'all happen to just see. I might go live from the makeup room. She said, that's awesome. A family leveling up. I love it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I gotta get them right. It's like, no, you're not gonna embarrass me.
Dawn is right. She said we take so much in consideration when breeding our dogs and horses. Why not protect your family legacy just the same?
Absolutely, Dawn. And I am so serious about the family legacy. Nobody will just be able to come in. I've seen people in my family just get with men just because they're lonely or they're kind of bottom of the barrel type dudes. That's not me, and that's not what I wanted for her. I'm like, nope. And the thing is, everybody has the potential to be great.
She said, what's the best choice in choosing a marriage, older man or younger man?
It's mentality, man. That's what it is. Like, if you saw my video last Sunday with my girl Tanya Blunt, y'all know Tanya from Sister Act 2, Tanya Trouder. Now, her husband is 9 years younger than her. And he's amazing. So it all depends on the maturity level. The thing is, I always tell single people, is get to know yourself first. Do not be out here dating until you know, at least you have at least an idea of who you really are and what your purpose is. I have a course called Discover Your Purpose Before You Attract Your Man. She don't feel good, William. And you can actually rent that. Go to April On Demand or aprilmason.com to get it. Put that in there, please. You're in the best place. So many people want relationships, but they don't find out who they are first. So what I did when I got married in my 20s, because I think I was about her age when I got married. I was in my 20s, but maybe a little older than you.
Yeah.
I didn't know who I was. So I chose someone based upon, he loved God, he'll love you. I didn't know about chemistry, compatibility, purpose, values. I didn't know anything about that. Get to know yourself and be at peace with yourself first. You don't have to have done all the work, because nobody is going to, can complete you, or no. Relationships are to help us grow and get to that next place in our lives. So even when you meet somebody, they're probably going to trigger you and remind you of some things that you need to clean up in your past. But what I'm getting at is, for instance, I know back then I didn't know this, because everybody was trying to put their definition on the type of man that I would marry. Everybody thought I would be like the Denzels, the Morris Chestnuts, that's what everybody would put on me, right? But I realized after I started really getting to know me, I like the country boys.
I like country boys.
I like the ones that you can put them in a suit and they cool, but I like men that can do stuff with their hands. I like regular guys. I like them. And so he didn't have to be a VP. He didn't have to have millions of dollars. I just like that vibe. So I had to figure out, April, why do you like that kind of guy? And it went back to the man in my life, which was my grandfather. He was a hardworking man, but he would come in, he was a deacon, he would put on his suit. He was real he could flip it. He could be country Moses Mason from Mississippi, or he could be Mose, as my grandmother would call him, hey Mose, that lived in Berkeley, California. So I like those kind. That was my first experience with a man that's protected and provided for me. So I like those kind. I like the ones that know how to fix something. They might have a little plumbing company. They might have a little what do you call it? They fix HVACs and all that kind of stuff. I like that kind of thing. Corey, scroll down.
Is it good to marry?
Wait, go up. Oh, Adriana's reading. Never mind.
Is it good to marry a man that does not have a stable income and build with him?
No. He needs to be stable for himself first. Now, the thing with what you got to understand is it's how he handles his money. That means everything. But what will happen is he will be frustrated within himself, because men, that makes them feel like men, being able to protect and provide. And he'll feel some sort of way because he can't give you everything. Men like to make us happy. So he'll be frustrated. And then if you move a little bit faster than he does, it becomes a problem. So my recommendation would be to let him get his own stability together first for him. Let him prove that he can do this for himself first. And then decide if you want to date. One of the things that I've learned is women that build with men, and this is not all, but this is what I've seen a lot of. When you help a man that has nothing built, a lot of times they will resent you. Right? It's not even intentional. Tell them to turn it down. It's not even intentional. What it is he knows that he's supposed to be doing a particular thing. And if you're moving a lot faster than him, it'll be a problem. Not with all, but with the majority in general. So I would say, no. I would say you can go out on dates with a man that may not be stable, but he wants to go out on dates here and there. But I would not suggest to my daughter to connect with a man that is not financially responsible enough to take care of himself. Okay? What does this one say? Thank you for this, Auntie, especially when you explain how your mindset changed with the kids got older. Absolutely, Lauren. Go up some. Thank you guys so much for the stars. Don't go so fast, no? And don't put your... I like the mental shift that you realized in your life. That's the first step. Family legacy. Absolutely. That's all I'm about. Make sure you don't put your finger above the camera.
All right.
Okay, keep going up. April, please. It's good to marry. Okay, well, I answered that one. Go up some more. Let's see. Before we get out of here, I want to go. Wait, you moving so fast, huh?
None of those were questions.
Why does one help to rebuild resent you, make you feel? Why do ones you help to build resent you and make you feel like a failure? Because it goes back to what I said. Men want to be the protectors and providers. the thing is, even with my daughter's husband, every time she would move forward, because he didn't know how to move forward, it became, oh, there you go again doing this, there you go again doing that. And I don't think it's necessarily intentional. It's because you have not acquired what you needed to acquire within yourself first before you decide to take on a family or take on a relationship. So women think they're doing a man a favor by helping him build. Now, this isn't all men. However, when you look at case studies, when you look at have conversations with your girlfriends and stuff, you'll find there'll be quite a few of them say, man, I held him down and he still walked away, because you got with him when he was a dusty bronze penny. Now that you've helped him become a shiny quarter, you have to ask yourself, was I what he wanted in the first place? Normally, when they become a shiny quarter, they go get what they wanted in the first place. Because men, everything they do for the most part, the job they have, how they dress, what they look like, the kind of money they make, it's to get the best woman. So when you accept a man at his lowest low, you got to ask, was his self-esteem enough to where it needed to be, where he can see you for where he is versus and where he's going? Or is he good enough? Are you good enough for right now? And now that you've dusted him off, he don't get what he really wanted. You seen the movie Two Can Play That Game? When Wendy Raquel Robinson dusted off Bobby Brown, she got him to get his teeth fixed, all that. He started acting up. These are things that he should have done on his own or been on the road to doing prior to her. And you see now, a man that was not used to attention, now he's getting attention because this woman helped him become. Now he don't want her no more. So you have to be very, very wise in who you choose to build with. I don't build, I amplify. Amplify means we bring what we have together, or we bring what you got. You don't need me to help you build. You need my wisdom, my femininity, my creativity, my love, my nurturing, my sensuality, my sexuality. You need that to help you amplify what you have. You don't need to help me. You don't need that to help. You don't need that. You don't need me to help you build anything.
Oh, much love from London, England.
Any more questions we have? Okay. Let's see. Love this. I'm a catch-22 because men want a supportive. It's a catch-22 because men want a supportive woman, yet they sometimes show a bit of resentment. Yeah. Men want a supportive woman, but men that are visionary men, that are already on their life path, they operate different from a builder man. So I don't deal with builder men.
A builder man wants you to kind of contribute so that he can. He
wants you to hold it down
together. Like he wants you to be able to. Sometimes most of that is finances too. They want you to go in togetherness with finances. Somebody who already is on track with their goals, they want you. They don't want you for financial anything. They just kind of want. They just kind of want you to be there to support what they do, not necessarily financially, but
that's fine.
The builder normally wants you to support financially because they're trying to save and they're trying to invest and they're trying to do that type of stuff too. So I've come across a lot of older guys in their 30s that's like, I'm just getting a house and I just want to put you in it. I'm like, what?
Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
my mom is like, I told you should.
Yeah, that's a different kind of man.
They don't want me for, just like, I need you to go half, or I need you to help, I need you to do this. They just want, I need you to just be around and let me bounce ideas off of you. Let me.
Yeah, but let me make this clear. A lot of you women are builder women. So if you don't have the wisdom and understanding and know how to deal with a visionary man, you won't know how to amplify him. So I know y'all giving me high fives for the builder statement. I mean the amplify statement. But not everybody is a amplified woman. No, it's not a bad thing. You just got to know where you play your position. I know the men that I've attracted have always been men financially stable. They don't need me for anything other than, look, this is what I have. I like you. I like how you look. You fit the bill in that area. But I love your mind and how you know how to make things work. So I get the girl and I get, my legacy amplified. Yeah. So because my ex he would always say, man, I get the girl and I get the business partner. He would always be able to say that. And to this day, he'll call you. Can we go on a vacation so we can talk about this? No, you just want to pay a consultation fee. Just pay a consultation fee.
Somebody sent me a link yesterday of how I guess Kanye West was in debt for $52 million, and Kim Kardashian created the Kimoji, and she made 81 and paid off his 51 million in debt. So even though people got stuff to say about her, when she came in, his net worth increased.
Right. So the thing is though, she didn't come in on someone that needed to be built.
He already, exactly.
So there's a difference. Like I remember years ago, and this is the best analogy I can give you to make you understand what I mean. Years ago, my friend, y'all know Katie Bo on the radio here in Atlanta. Move out the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Me, him, and some business associates, we were all having dinner, talking some business, and he said, April, the type of man you need is a man like me. And I said, what you mean you married? He said, no, not me, but a man like me. He said, you need a man that is in what he's doing. He's just not at the top of what he's doing. And you come in being who you are, it takes him to that next place. But he was absolutely correct. Because I never would deal with a man that was trying to find himself, like trying to figure it out.
Trying to figure it
out. Not at 45 years old.
That's the builder. The builder stage is the figure it out stage.
Yeah.
Amplifies, I figured it out, but I need a partner.
I need a partner. Yes. Yeah. Because there's certain things in my life I know that I'll get to once I say I do. So I believe that we all need somebody there to take us to that next level. And so I think you can cap out on what you can do alone because you're only thinking with one side of your brain. So we all need somebody. You just got to decide, do you have the builder woman energy or the amplify woman energy? The amplify woman energy comes with wisdom and time and knowing yourself and understanding how men function. Amplify women understand that.
So in order to not get frustrated, if you're a builder woman, it's not a bad thing. If you're a builder woman and you try to get with an amplifier and it doesn't work because you're not giving him what he needs, it's because he's already in a different stage.
He's in a different stage.
So you need somebody that needs the beginner stages so they can actually appreciate and value what you have to offer instead of getting offended like you're not good enough.
Why am I not getting it?
It's not that you're not good enough. They're just on a different level.
And vice versa. An amplified woman will find herself frustrated with a builder man, and a builder man will always find himself feeling less than with the amplified woman because she's going to always be seeing the potential of the king in him and who he can be. He doesn't see that, and he's not trying to become that. So she'll get frustrated because her job is to amplify. That's what she does. She gives birth. She enjoys that. She doesn't come in and building and putting money here and doing that. That's not what she does. She takes what he has and she multiplies it. Is what she does. So when an amplified woman get with a builder guy, and that's what I was trying to save her from. Because I didn't realize I was amplified. That was how I raised you to be because I had already been the builder woman.
I didn't know that was a thing though. So we hear all the time, men always complain that women never want to build with them. So because I can see more in you than you see in yourself, I thought I was builder because I'm like, I see this. I see where you can go. I see what you can do. But then the frustration became, where's the execution? Because I see it. The problem is you don't. So you're not ready for the amplifying because you haven't created anything to be amplified yet. I see it though. So I'm waiting for you to create it because I already see what it looks like. I see it in you. So
somebody said if that's the case, men shouldn't be builder men either. Amplify their queen. But the thing is
because you just told me this the other day. A man who's a builder and a woman that's a builder normally appreciate each other because they're in the same stage. So if you didn't have much but you want to do better, and she didn't have much but she wants to do better, when you come together, togetherness grows.
We talked about that on my show last week with my girl Tanya. Her and her man both they met when they were homeless. They were both they were in their purpose, but they were both broke, all food stamps, all that. Now they're making millions of dollars, opening up for John Legend, touring the world. They were on the same playing field. A builder man or an amplified man will sometimes get with a woman that is less than him only because he sees that although she might not have as much as him, she can amplify what he has. But when the role is reversed, based upon the wiring, I'm not talking about some theory, I'm talking about the wiring of men and women, it normally doesn't work in the opposite direction, because men have to feel like they are the protectors or providers.
And
so it normally doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that's why you can see a man that will get with a woman making $10,000 a year and don't be tripping. But yet if a woman do that, she'll always be trying to push him to greatness, push him to more, push him to be more. I see the king in you. And he might not be at that stage where he wants to be that. And that's okay too. Okay? So that, that's a whole nother conversation. But like I said before, I tried to tell him. I tried to tell him, y'all. I tried to tell him. I really did. So when you understand the male-female dynamic, all of this goes away when you start understanding the male-female dynamic.
I really feel like my whole brain has been unlocked. Like with this whole journey, I feel like my whole brain has been unlocked, and I'm like, okay. I really wish I could have understood it before. I didn't know off the gate, off the rip, that I was already above the regular stuff that people my age were at 21 years old. I didn't know that. I thought I was like everybody else, but I just accomplished things a bit quicker. But I didn't know that my mentality was just on a whole different level, and I would always be unfulfilled unless I was matched correctly.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with two builder people, two amplifiers.
But they gotta be in the same category.
That's the thing. If there's nothing wrong with a man getting with a woman that's has less than what he has, because he might see something there. And the reason why I can say that is, there was a guy years ago, and I'll say this before I go. There was a guy years ago. He had the #1 jazz station on the radio at the time in the United States. I was homeless. I was on food stamps. I had, me and my kids, we didn't have much. However, he and we connected. And I remember when I would turn 40, because we connected when I was like 25, and he might have been 35 at the time. He had this big house. He lived next door to a lot of the Dallas Cowboys, all that, right? He was cool financially, and he was stable. He told me when I had turned 40, he inboxed me and said, hey, I want to say happy birthday, and the woman that you are now at 40 is the woman that I saw you as back then. I just felt like you needed stability. I had the house, I had money, I could do that. And I said, well, what was it that you saw in me? He said, I don't think that I would be sitting here with diabetes, dealing with this and this and this and this, if I would have married you. So he didn't need me for anything.
You over here making soaps and stuff. He would have been huge.
Yeah. All of my little my little herbs closet in the cabinet.
Baby, put the beer down. We about to do.
So even though I didn't have anything, I didn't have anything.
Okay.
He saw who I was as a woman. And a man that knows that women need protecting and providing for is the same thing as men needing respect and sex. Mm-hmm. We need the protector, provider. He knew he had that, and he knew he could give it to me. And he felt like if she would just give me a shot, her and these kids, I'll treat them like my own. I'll raise them like my own. And I'll give her this house. All I need for her is to make sure that I'm well and that I'm taken care of as the man in her life. That's all I needed. So it's a big difference when it's like that. So when a woman gets with a man that can't protect and provide for her, it'll frustrate the man a lot more, possibly, than it frustrates her, because he knows that's his wiring. She'll get frustrated eventually, but it's just, I don't make the rules. I just understand the male-female dynamic.
A guy question.
Okay.
How do you address the woman who looks down on a man because he has less than she does?
You don't get with her. You stop choosing women that's gonna do that to you. And also, you get that.
Shirley, come on now.
Also, you have to look for people that will accept you for you. Anybody that will look down on you for what you don't have, why are you even entertaining them? Why do they even get any of your time? They shouldn't even be a part of the conversation. So good to see a young lady figuring out before she's old and have wasted all of her time. Keep listening to your mother. You're winning. Yeah. Thank you, darling.
Got to.
So anybody that'll look down upon you because you broke, what you're saying is, I'm trying to go out of my league, but it ain't working for me. And your confidence plays a huge part in why a person will feel that way about you. You know how many broke men with a vision that women have followed? It was his confidence. It was the fact that he had a plan. It was the fact that he knew, where he needed to be. Okay? So your confidence will play a big part. You date at the level of your self-esteem. So if a woman keeps talking down to you, that means although you're broke, your self-esteem and confidence is not that of $1 million man. You can be broke and still walk around like you got a gazillion dollars in the bank, and no one would know that they could even talk down to you,
right?
Because they don't know what you have. But there's something that gave away the indicator. Normally it's confidence and self-esteem and self-worth and your self-imaging that made her feel like, oh yeah, he believes me. But there's been men that I've liked that didn't have nowhere near as much as I have, and I couldn't keep my hands off of him. I'm like, he's just so confident, and he's just a man's man. Yeah, I know you hourly, or I know what you do. I ain't worried about that because that other piece they had.
You have to also recognize the difference between alpha and beta men too. Even men have different wiring amongst themselves.
Yes, different wiring. There's definitely different wiring. You ready, William? 1 o'clock, right?
I go at 2.
Okay. Any more questions so we can get out of here? We gotta put my food in the oven.
You still cooking breakfast?
Yes, you date at the level of your self-esteem. People will always be able to your energy. People will always be able to feel your energy about how you feel about yourself. So then when you say, she didn't think I was good enough. No, you didn't think you were good enough.
Yeah.
Because a woman will follow a broke man with a vision.
A vision.
That anywhere, a vision that he is already in anywhere. I'm telling you that.
That's why they end up normally doing better with the woman after that, because now they felt the, I guess, the inferiorness
within themselves.
Yeah. So then now it's, I want to make sure I never feel that way again. Let me make sure I do this, and this, so that the next woman can never be able to say this about me.
And women do it too. I did it. And until back in 2010, a friend of mine on the 105, what is it, 105? No, the 10. I was on the 10 in LA. And a friend of mine was like, he's a celebrity dating coach out there in Beverly Hills. And I was telling about some guy. And he said to me, April, why is it that you keep getting men that you have to build? And I'm like, I didn't understand it at first. He said, no, look at all the men that you tell me about. And what it was, it goes back to even why when I got married. Because of my self-image of myself, because I was told that you ain't gonna be much, you ain't no different than any other woman, all this stuff, I chose men that I thought I was above, right? So I got with them as a defense mechanism to where you ain't gonna really hurt me like that because I'm above you anyway, right? And that same friend of mine said, he said, a man like a Denzel or a Shaq or somebody like that, those type of men will be able to appreciate everything that you bring more than these men that you keep getting with that don't know how to appreciate you. And that stuck with me. And that was, 10 years ago. And I had to realize, it took me a couple of years to realize what the deal was. And then back in 2015, my good friend Rodney Perry, I was coming back home, driving back to from one of his concerts. And he called me to thank me for coming. And he said, hey, I figured out what your problem is with men. I said, what's my problem, Rodney? He said, I was on the stage and I watched you walk in the room. I watched how people responded to you. I watched how you waved at people and how you were. He said, you don't know who you are. He said, you still think you April from the block, like the girl that worked at the bank. He said, you're more of a Monique or a Kerry Washington because of what you do. And you keep trying to make these regular jokers be what you need them to be.
Regulars.
And so he said, until you make a paradigm shift, you're not going to meet the man that you're supposed to be with because you keep, for whatever reason, you keep going below. And it had everything to do with my self-imaging and breaking the cycle of the dealing with the aftermath of the 12 years of molestation, the domestic violence, the rape, the people telling me I wasn't going to be nothing and all that kind of stuff. I still had remnants of that on me, right? But I didn't realize I did. So my friends were able to see where I was and be like, able to identify, oh yeah, that's why you ain't met him yet. Because you don't understand who you are. He's waiting for you, but on the other side of you becoming who you're supposed to be.
Right, that part.
So my male friends were able to see this and were able to say this. So it wasn't until I totally wrapped my mind around that I stopped trying to hide behind I'm smart, my intellect. I know how to build somebody because I know business, I know entrepreneurship. I stopped hiding behind that and getting with men that were less than what I needed. Doesn't mean they were bad, but we weren't on the same processing level. And say, you know what, I'm good enough for this man. Yes, he's attractive. Yes, he got his ish together. And yes, this Negro wants me. I had to get into that. So I'm talking from experience when I say what I'm saying, y'all. I don't just be rattling stuff off. But I live that. So I understand it. You know, growing up, I always attracted the captains of the football team, baseball teams, the top athletes, all that. But because I didn't think I was good enough, I would always run from that and go to the men that really didn't have much going on, or men that I could see the king in them, but they were so far away from wanting to be a king, they still wanted to live the Joker life. But I'm trying to show you, but I see you. I got your back. I'm going to hold you down.
And they just be like, thanks.
Thanks.
And it's no different than when I told you about my friend who, there's a guy who's considered to be the popular guy who liked her. And she's like, there's no way that I'm his type. There's no way that he likes me. There's no way that he genuinely is interested in me. And I was like, well, why you don't think he would be interested in you? Like, he's all of those things, but so are you. So why do you think that just
he's not better
he's a
than
popular guy that you're not, you wouldn't be on his radar?
And I'm like, you got him on a pedestal. So if you're going to put that joker on a pedestal, put yourself up there.
Right. Like, why you think all of these things of him, but why you don't? I'd be like, do you not think you're dope? Because you are too. So I don't really understand why you're giving him all this praise of being all of this, and you are too, but you're not saying that you are. You're saying, oh, he's not interested in me. He must just be a player because he's this and he works here and he has a degree in this. Like, no, that doesn't
none of that
mean
button.
anything.
That don't mean nothing to me because I'm a baddie, and any man in his right mind, you know, you want me. This is what it is. You know, you need me in your life.
My level of confidence is out the roof.
But your level of confidence should have always been out the roof.
It's out the roof. It was already. I was always confident, but I thought I was playing it safe. I thought I was being understanding. I thought I was, you know. That's why I'm like, see, I was trying to be humble and be.
But you know, we
but
don't.
I didn't have to.
But the thing is, you know, we don't subscribe to the word humble because humble means lowering one's own importance.
That was before I realized
not
that
valuing who you are. So we don't. I'm not
Yeah.
humble at all. When you
We
understand
don't-
the true meaning of the word, you stop labeling yourself like that because whatever you label yourself as is what you become. And we don't do that. We first round draft picks around here. If we're not first round draft picks, we're not a part of the team.
Right, there is no second string. That's
No.
it. There is none of that.
That's
That's
just
why
not
I'm
what we
like,
do.
and I'm able to weed out people based off of people who find me saying that to be arrogant and people who are attracted to the positive energy that because I'm like, it just is what it is. I'm everybody's type. So
Yeah, I told her that.
everybody. There is no person that I cannot have.
Yes, whoever asked, that's my daughter. Yeah, because I always taught her the feminine energy is every man's
And when
type.
I say that stuff has worked, that's why I'm like, I want to hold my whole everything is
She done
different
lost
because
weight.
I'm counting, and my butt grew. Like, come on, my hair done grew too, y'all.
Oh, this all you?
It's all me.
Fling it, fling it.
Listen, I lost 15 pounds, and I'm losing about 15 more. And the baby that I just had just turned 1, so that's why I'm like, give me a couple months. This is. I feel Mikey's energy right now.
Yeah, we feel Mikey. We love you, Mikey. We know you're not here with us.
Yeah.
But that was a Mikey.
That was
move.
so Mikey. Like,
yeah.
Because what's so funny is every time I think about any doubt, I think of him because he would always hype me up. That's why I have to have a person that reminds me of that type of like. Do you understand how? And what's so funny is you guys wanted me to date him, and I never looked at him that way. Mikey didn't have as much as me either, but he wasn't competitive with me.
Mikey
he
was the
he loved the idea of anything. Just if you want to do it, it's already done. It's done. So having those type of people,
he was your hype man.
Yeah.
I hate my baby. Y'all know I talked about it earlier this year. He committed suicide, but
Yeah.
his energy is always. Anytime you see
around.
somebody do this, what? This is what we doing? What? That's all. That Mikey is channeling through us. period. Mikey is channeling through us. So that's all I have for you. You have anything else you want to close?
I'm gonna listen to my mom. No, I really feel I honestly never felt more like you than I do now. I'm not sure.
What way?
I'm about to say I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but
I'm not perfect. I'm far from
I used
perfect.
to think that you were though.
But I'm not.
I used to think that you were. It took some time for me to realize that you're human too. But in just
she
the
would say,
mentality.
Mom, we've never smelled you. You've never had morning breath. You've never been
My
musty.
hands, look at her hands. My hands are like 5 times big. Like what? She's
like,
just naturally soft and dainty, and I'm real solid. And I'm like, what? I've never heard you. I've never smelled your fart. I've never smelled must. I've never what? Are you real? Like because she's just naturally like that. And I was a tomboy, rough, and I have like quarterback. Linebacker shoulders.
I have broad shoulders.
Yeah, see, when I wear stuff like that, mine looks like yours. But I can't even wear certain things because, like, she's mastered that too. What to wear that positively, reflects her and all that type of stuff. That's why I be like, you weren't real. But it took me some time to realize that she's not perfect.
Mm-mm.
But as far as my
I'm
mentality,
a brat.
I'm bratty too.
In a relationship,
That
I'm a brat. I am pouty, but I'm very fun. I think I'm the fun one. But
You'll be surprised. She actually likes to try stuff.
Yeah.
Not sexual. I wouldn't know that.
I
I wasn't talking about that. I'm just talking about
but
you'll go out and do stuff
that people wouldn't think that I would do.
Yeah. So in
anyway,
that way, I feel like I'm more like you as far as my outlook of how you view things now in your 40s is what my outlook is at 26.
And if you stay on that path,
that's the plan.
You will attract the best man for you, no matter the kids, because you're great ex-husband, with great father, all
These
that.
These men don't care. They're like, your kids are great ages. Stepdaddy season, what's up? Gray sweatpants.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah. So even when I had children early, I never had a problem attracting high value, high quality men. The only reason why I did not stick with them is
they
because
wanted kids.
No.
Oh.
That wasn't that. It was I didn't know who I was.
Oh.
I was running from the exact thing that I actually needed because of the mentality and what was, other people give you that raise you, they give you their stuff. And so I had other people's stuff that didn't even belong to me and their thoughts process, the way they did things on me. And I shouldn't have had that. So I can never say that I did not attract men that were protectors,
stepdaddy season.
Protectors, providers, men that they saw the feminine essence of who I was, those type of men. But I chose to marry someone that I was, once again, I thought, well, as you said, playing it safe. I was above him.
Because remember,
mentally, financially, he moved into my house, all of that stuff. So that was me, my defense mechanism. Instead of healing so I can have a better man or doing my self-work to be able to receive all of the amazing men that wanted me, throughout my life, I went down and chose someone that was at the level of my current self-esteem at the time.
And remember, we were talking before about, because people said that you choose someone who likes you more than you like them because of all of these things. I really thought that I was okay. So he basically worships the ground that I walk on. He's been wanting me for this long, But there was other little pieces that I wasn't taking into consideration about myself, where I should have been like, not right now.
Yeah, so I think if y'all would have waited at least 2 more years, and y'all could have just kept dating, then he would have been good.
I think so too.
And then he liked having a mother-in-law, but the thing was he wanted to be closer to me than I would allow, only because I know this ain't it. And then I did call him a little shit.
And scarred the man for life.
I did.
I think that's why I said I know that the person that even though he thinks that he's not going to get married again, he will because he's a good dude. I think that whoever he gets with afterwards will be able to gain all the things that I saw in him initially.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm okay with that.
But I think he's gonna come back. Everybody think he will. Everybody think he's gonna go get his stuff together because y'all were best friends too.
Our relationship was dope. Like where there was a legit friendship, but it's just the other pieces. So that's why I'm like, I'm okay with the idea of someone else reaping the benefits. I think that's what causes us to stay longer in situations than we should, being afraid of the next person gaining all the benefits of what we put in. But
Tamika says, I've always played it safe in dating because I didn't think I was pretty enough. Hold on, let me tell you right now, girl, you are gorgeous. You are fabulous. You are fine. You are every man's type. Every time you walk in the room, you change the atmosphere because you are the temperature in the room, not the thermostat, okay? Period. That's what we
point
do.
Blank.
So, you know, when you understand you everybody's type.
We forget these things.
Don't do that.
Because we're not going to do that. Hear other people say it, but no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't even go to the club with you.
Oh yeah, we do go to the club sometimes together.
We went before, and the dudes didn't know what to do. They didn't know who to.
It's just the feminine energy. That's what I tell women. If you get into the feminine energy, you can be beautiful, but the thing is, Cleopatra wasn't fine nowhere, but she got Mark Antony and she got Julius Caesar, and
all of them.
All of them. Okay. He said should have worked there better or worse at this point. No, that grow together. Nah.
Yeah, I have so many positive things to say because I understand what it was. That's really.
But and I also believe that everybody's not meant to be in your life forever.
Right.
People are meant to be in your life for a particular reason, season, or lifetime. You got to stop trying to make seasonal people lifetimers. That's why
later.
Yeah, even if a person gets married and divorced,
we can
what did you learn out of that? What did you gain? Out of that. So people talk about working it out all the time. And the thing is, you could try to work something out, but if a person isn't on the same understanding, the same value system, how they process information, you could be the only one working, and what they're giving you is at the top of the capacity of what they can give you, and
they will never feel appreciated,
right?
Because you're needing more than what can be given. So yeah, you don't. I don't have nothing negative to say. I don't feel any. I don't have.
April, does social media give enough money for someone to be self-independent? What do you mean? I don't get paid off social media. Well, by YouTube videos, but we have several family businesses. Right. So just because you guys see me here, this is not just what Miss April does. This is really not me coming on this page. Don't pay me. My businesses that I have is what does it for me. We have memberships, academies. We have family business. We've just got another photo booth business. And you guys know I'm opening up my All Things Feminine Social Club. So I think if there are people on the internet that are making a lot of money from social media, strictly, but that's not just what I do. I am a true feminine CEO and have several businesses. But it can be done because people do it in every day. Yes, when season pass, accept the lesson, learn and move on. No hurt.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson. I think people expect you to be upset.
Yes, working it out has an expiration date that can only go so far. Absolutely.
Thank you for this chapter. Now I'm switching the book.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
And it's okay.
It's a new book.
It's totally okay, and don't be so hurt. Look at what, to me, relationships come in your life. They normally mirror where you are. And it pulls out stuff out of you that need to be fixed. We're always on a journey to learn more, learn about who we are. And people that come into our lives, 9 times out of 10, they're a mirror of something that you do not like in yourself that you need to change. That's a hard pill to swallow. But look at it. Look at why you play it safe. You bring somebody else in your life that play it safe as well too, and then the other part of you that doesn't want to really play it safe, but you've been suppressing that part of you is all frustrated because you shouldn't have been playing it safe in the first place. So you attract where you attract all kind of people. Who you choose to entertain will be based upon your self-imaging of yourself, how you value yourself, and your level of your self-esteem. All right, so that's all I have. For you guys, Brittany says, I love how confident your daughter is. I think that came when the little boy.
Yeah.
But I had to check her.
That's
real
why I
quick,
said I've always been confident,
quick.
but I kind of lowered. I was trying to be accommodating and understanding, and with me doing that, my whole everything kind of just.
Because the little boy back in what was it?
I was in 10th grade, 9th or 10th grade.
No, I thought you was in middle school.
No, that was high school.
Okay.
That was high school. That was 9th, 10th grade because I had just.
So it was about 9th grade.
Yeah.
It was 9th grade. And this boy liked her, and he liked another girl. And
he liked me and 2 other girls.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
And one of them told her, told her, what did he tell you? Back up. What did he tell you?
He basically
do
told
that.
he told me he was basically indecisive on who he should choose because he liked me, but he liked someone else too. And he was very, very popular, very attractive. And I was just like, what do I do with that? And she was like, you remove yourself as an option. And I was like, I said, oh.
Yeah, when
She said you don't come second place to nobody. And ever since then, whoop child.
She says, I have 2 young adult sons that live with me. Both are unemployed. This impacted my relationship in more than one way. In more ways than one. My boyfriend wants to get married and move together, but he does not want to live with my adult son. What advice would you give? Your adult sons need to get on their own and go live their life. They're gonna try to make you feel like you're choosing a man over them, but since they're young adults, they should be on their way to becoming self-sufficient and stable young men. Okay? You done your part as a mom. You might need to help them. What are you doing? Go on. They all over in there. Close my pantry. You need to help them. These are some jobs. You might help them get their resume done. Close that door, Corey. Help them get their resumes and stuff done. You can do those things. But when you raise your children, they should not impede on your love life. Period. So if I wanted to get married today and my sons was impeding on my love life, guess what? We'd be like, Corey, so what you doing? What's your plan? You got 2 strong weeks. So what would you do if I told you that today?
2 strong weeks.
Because you have a decent job. And you're going back to school.
I'll get an apartment and buy me a little air mattress and stack up.
Okay. See, there you have it.
A little air mattress.
There you have it.
Stack
You're
up.
like, no, I'm getting married tomorrow, so you got to go. What you mean? I don't have to discuss nothing with you. This is just what it is. So when you have raised your children and they're looking not to get out of the nest. Matter of fact, I encourage each and every one of you to watch the movie on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. One of the things that they said is really good was that social media and how technology has really crippled our children is that they're not even getting their license at the age that they used to. You know, we were like 15 and 16 trying to get our license. They don't get their license till later on. They need to be kicked out the nest. They don't want to go nowhere. They don't want to do anything. They're not self-motivated like we were. So watch that movie. I watched it yesterday on Netflix. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, that was the last one. Yeah, so yeah, tell them boys they gotta go. Mama have her own love life, and that's what it is. So it's not that I'm putting my kids first. No, you didn't done that. You didn't live your life. Like I said, when they started with all of the BS, Mama was still gone. Mama on the trip. Y'all doing what now? You in California? You done took my car to California? You done left without my permission? He said, Mama, where you at? I said, on the beach. He was like, what? On the beach? Ain't nobody sitting around crying behind you over stuff that you doing? No, sir. No. I'm not doing that. So I hope you all found some value in this. And we'll come again now that you know who we all are, and we'll make it shorter. And give us some topics in the comment section that you would want us to
Some good ones.
to discuss. Okay? Who's that? Okay. Oh, my baby. Give her to me. Give her to her grandma. My baby don't feel good. Give her.
She's feeling better now.
No, but she still don't feel good. My baby don't feel no good. Give me grandma, baby. Say bye, everybody. I had a fever. My grandma had to go. My grandma got a doctor on me. Grandma got a doctor on me. Okay. Say bye. See, that's Lonnie. That's Leah. She was babysitting her little sister. So we gotta go. And I love you all. And we'll be back with another episode of Chronicle, the Empty Nester Chronicles, with myself and my children. So just give us some topics to talk about, and we will do so. Hit the button, Corey. Oh, you gotta move it.